And so we've come to the end of the book of Judges, our 8th book of the Bible that we have finished. How amazing is that? Now, lessons that I learned from reading 19 to 21 were kind of like hard lessons. I mean, very eye-opening. I did mention yesterday about the concubine, the Levite's concubine, which is what where the beginning part of this set of books was about. And the fact that a Levite could have a concubine was just a reflection of the chaos and just moral decadence of that day, as in concubines had now been seen as an acceptable, having a concubine was an acceptable practice, but not acceptable to God, but obviously to the people. And here's what I learned. So the concubine's father may have had his reasons for delaying their departure. Perhaps he didn't want the daughter to go with the Levites. Maybe, I think for her to have run away, she probably wasn't being treated well, or he didn't sit well with him. I don't know. But then, the fact that he delayed them for 5 days kind of gave me a cause to pause. It was weird. I'll just say weird. I can't read what I wrote. That they consciously avoided the city of the Jebusites in favor of Gibeah, where their fellow Israelites, the Benjamites, resided. Now, I thought it was actually quite ironic. They were traveling and they said, no, let's not stay with the Canaanites. Let's go to a place where we have fellow Israelites. And that kind of evil befell them. Also, it was a foreigner in that city, an Ephraimite, because he wasn't a Benjamite, that offered them, a place to stay, that opened up his house to them, which was weird. So I think this kind of made me think that there probably maybe was something was probably off with these Benjamites, to be honest. Gibeah's crime bore a similarity to what happened at Lot's house with the angel of the Lord back in Genesis 19, 4-9. So if that story felt a bit familiar, yes, that's exactly what happened when the angels came into, the city of Sodom. The Levite's lack of concern for his concubine was quite shocking, and the whole affair was quite scandalous. He obviously, as far as I'm concerned, had no real respect for his priestly office from just the way he, carried out, and the way he carried on, and the way he just, handled the matter. His dismemberment of his concubine was horrific, and some theologians believe that it was done as a way to incite indignation or call for redress. In 1 Samuel, Saul did a similar thing with oxen. I've read that. We will get to 1 Samuel soon, because we're at the end of this book now, but we'll see that kind of thing happen again. As a result of the Levites' actions, a domestic incident turned into a tribal war with the Benjamites, and 400,000 men from 11 tribes gathered to talk about this, obviously maybe as a result of receiving a part of that dismembered woman, because when he dismembered her, he cut her into 12 and sent her to all the tribes. Like Ehud, there were 700 left-handed warriors in the tribe of Benjamin. Remember, Ehud was the judge who was the left-handed one from the tribe of the son of the right hand. That's just a fun fact I picked up. Now, they inquired of God regarding the battle, and Judah was to go first. Obviously, from the way God had said it, that for every battle, Judah would lead. The Benjamites were strong and killed 40,000 Israelites in the first 2 days of the battle, and 30 on the third day. But the Lord gave the Israelites strategy to defeat them, quite similar to the battle at Ai, when God helped them defeat their enemies at Ai. It was a similar strategy, I noticed. After the battle, only 600 unmarried Benjamites remained, and all the other tribes had vowed not to give their daughters to the tribe of Benjamin previously. Now, the tribe was now in danger of extinction. And as a result of their actions of killing the Benjamites, the Israelites now come back and are now lamenting and crying and saying, oh, this tribe cannot be wiped out. Problems. And because of the level of lawlessness that was prevalent at the time, they devised a means for them to steal wives from the maidens who danced at Shiloh after abducting the women of Jabesh Gilead, following the murder and destruction of the town because they didn't participate in the battle against the Benjamites. To me, it was such a contradiction, but yeah, but then those people in Jabesh Gilead were part of the Transjordanian tribe, and they went and obviously, as you read, decimated the place and kidnapped the women and gave them away as wives to the Benjamites. Now, one thing that came through to me was, as much as they battled, they still saw themselves as one tribe, as one people, and didn't want the Benjamites to not inherit. It was all in all a very very weird sort of story, but then that just shows you, I mean, we've already established that in these times things were just being done in very weird ways, a clear deviation from what God's original plan was for them in the promised land. Now here's my hashtag getting to know God lesson. Whenever we do things out of our own desires, we cannot expect God to bless or move in such situations. Where God isn't regarded, feared, or honored, there is chaos and anarchy, as we clearly saw. Also, obedience doesn't always guarantee a desired outcome. Sometimes God uses situations to teach us faithfulness above our desires. So that's what I took out today. Sometimes the lesson there is in faithfulness, not getting what we want. So yay to you and me. Thank you for joining me. And we have finished the book of Judges. Tomorrow we will go into the book of Ruth. The book of Ruth is very short. It's just 4 chapters. It's just 4 chapters. So we'll do it all and then finish our 11th book of the Bible. See you here. Bye.